Then on Santa Barbara.
You keep helping me.
Try and stop me.
When Kelly tells Pearl that she needs him.
You're my best friend. I really don't want to lose you.
Will she find more than comfort in his arms?
It's gonna be different now. You're not alone anymore.
Santa Barbara, this week.
It's okay, sweetie. All right. You were dreaming. It's just a dream. A dream.
What?
Yeah, we're out here on the boat, see? And we're far, far away from the doctors and nurses and all the bad guys. Everything's gonna be just fine.
Am I?
I promise you. As long as I have anything to say about it, nobody is gonna hurt you.
Don't let go, Pearl.
I'm not sure I could if I tried. Are you better now?
I remember now. Courtney got us this boat.
Yeah, that's right. She figured that the posse would have a more difficult time catching up with us out here on the high seas, so it's full speed ahead till we get south of the border. Hey, what's the matter? You got something against Mexico?
Dream.
Were you alone in that dream, or were you with someone?
I was with somebody. And I did something real bad to him, Pearl.
What do you mean? Kelly, sometimes a dream seems real, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is. Maybe if you talk about it, it won't scare you as much.
Pearl, I'm so tired of being scared. And not just of other people like Rawlings. I'm scared of myself now.
I know. You don't want to remember what happened to you before you went into the hospital.
Well, every time I try, I just panic.
How about a little help? Like maybe you and me? Yeah. It's gonna be different now, Kelly. You've been afraid because you've been alone. But those days are over with now. You're not alone anymore.
What's the point? I'll tell you what really happened that night. I'll tell you everything. Then you could all decide just how crazy I really am. I'll tell you everything.
Santana, I realize that you might be frightened by the idea of a trial, but we need to,
I just want to say what really happened.
Fine. Why don't we do that outside? We'll talk just for a few moments. Your Honor, as you can see, my client is overwrought. Short recess.
Yeah, I agree. She's obviously out of control. I don't think she's responsible for anything she's saying.
I know what I'm talking about, and I am in control. You are just afraid of what I might say.
Your Honor, I am requesting a recess.
Miss Wainwright, this isn't a trial. We don't have to be so formal. If Miss Castillo wants a recess, she can ask for one. And if she doesn't, she can say that, too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, if you need some more time, you can have it. But if you prefer to go on, you can go right ahead.
I'll continue. I wasn't alone the night of the accident. I was with someone. I said that I was alone in the car, but that wasn't true. That's the reason why I lost control of... I'm so ashamed.
Mrs. Castillo, may I ask you something?
Yes.
Are you under a doctor's care?
What do you mean?
Well, the reason I ask is, are you taking any kind of regular medication?
No, not at all. I guess I'm taking my allergy pills.
Well, what would that be? Some kind of antihistamine?
Yes, I guess. I have trouble breathing, and these seem to help me.
Well, the reason I asked is because it occurred to me that you may have taken a medication which would have impaired your judgment when mixed with just a small amount of alcohol. Now, were you taking your allergy medication the night of the accident?
I suppose I take them every day. They're not supposed to be dangerous.
All right, you said that you were not alone in the car when it struck Miss Capwell. Would you please tell us who was with you?
Keith Timmons.
What did you say?
You heard what I said.
Yeah, what did you say? This may not be a trial, but you can't sit down there and say anything you damn well please. Listen, these are serious charges here, Your Honor. I can't be expected to sit here and listen to this. This is a fabrication, a flat-out lie. She's slandering me in front of witnesses. This is a classic panic reaction. She didn't get the leniency she expected, so she's lashing out, trying to blame anyone she can.
Sit down.
I can't believe you condone this. This woman is obviously...
Mr. Timmons, if you don't mind, I would like to hear Miss Castillo's whole story. So please be silent, or I'm going to ask you to leave.
All right.
Now, Mrs. Castillo, I am only interested in the truth.
I am not lying, I swear to you. I know I haven't told the truth for a long time, but I am doing it now.
All right, take your time and start when you first got into the car that evening.
I didn't want to go, but Keith insisted.
Oh, for the love of Mike.
Mr. Timmons.
Yes, I'm sorry.
He asked me to go for a drive with him, and I said no because I was meeting my husband and my son for dinner. But he kept saying that it would only take 20 minutes. So we argued. I finally went.
Now, when you left the house, you started in the direction of Inspiration Point.
I didn't feel very comfortable driving because it was so foggy outside, and I really wasn't feeling very well. I was very upset, very emotionally upset about a lot of things, and I didn't want to have a discussion with Keith.
Why not?
I thought we had settled some things, and I didn't want to go over them again. So we started out quarreling. I felt very uncomfortable driving because it was very hard for me to have control. Keith kept shouting at me, saying that I was going off the road. Finally, at one point, he grabbed the steering wheel because I started to swerve, and that's the point that I felt the impact. I was terrified. I could hardly see anything because it was so foggy, and I was too afraid to get out of the car. So Keith got out of the car. He went around the front, and when he came back, he said we'd only went over a pothole.
That's all he said? Not that you had hit something?
Yes, that is all he said.
Did not say anything
Mr.
because
Timmons!
I wasn't there. I wasn't in the car. Sorry.
If you hit something or someone, there is a difference than going over a pothole. Couldn't you feel that difference?
I didn't know what to believe. I was too upset for me to think clearly. All I remember thinking was that I just know that it was so dark and deserted on that road. How could there have been anybody on the road? So it never even occurred to me that I hit a person. An animal, maybe.
Mrs. Castillo, you haven't said why you were way out there. Why were you there? We
didn't want anyone to see us
Why not? What did you have to hide?
Oh, no, wait. This is insane. First, she places me at the scene of the accident. Then she comes up with, what do we have here? Some innuendo that we're having some illicit affair? I can't believe. What are you doing to me? I thought we were friends.
You said that we were in this together.
What?
You said that you loved me.
You are out of your mind. You know that woman? You are out of your mind. What are you doing, Donna? Speaking a lot.
That is enough. This hearing is not going to degenerate into a personal argument. You've made your position clear, Mr. Timmons. Now, Mrs. Castillo, please sit down. Are you trying to state that you had a relationship with Mr. Timmons that went beyond the bounds of friendship?
Yes. We had an affair. Cruz.
Santana, Santana, hija, no.
All right, excuse me. Now may I be allowed to speak? I think it's only fair.
Mr. Timmons, you made a full denial. I don't think anybody here missed it.
No, I hadn't had a chance to prove anything. This woman is in a bad way. I want to make some tests, some psychological evaluations. Give me 24 hours, I have the whole thing cleared up.
Well, I also suggest that you get representation.
I don't need representation because this is absurd. These allegations are totally unfounded.
Oh, I hope so, but I think you're going to need a good lawyer to refute them in any case.
Your Honor.
Yes?
I'm Rosa Andrade, Mrs. Castillo's mother. I asked for a lawyer if I could please speak to you.
Yes, please.
Your Honor, my daughter has been under a terrible strain for many weeks now. She needs to be with her husband. She has so much to explain. Can you please let her go for just a little while?
All right, we'll adjourn very briefly. Mrs. Castillo, I would like to see you back here at 3 o'clock. Mr. Timmons, you too. 3 o'clock.
Please, believe me, I never meant for this to happen.
The relationship with Keith, or am I finding out?
Cruz, I hated myself the whole time. There wasn't one moment of happiness. Just this horrible, empty feeling inside.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Cruz, I couldn't keep lying to you. I saw you in there, listening to me and trying to believe in me, and I just couldn't do it anymore.
Oh, of course, that must have been tough on you. I deeply admire your timing. You know, you wait till there's a room full of people, and then you decide to tell me the truth.
I am the one who's made the fool out of myself. I can never forgive myself for this.
That makes 2 of us.
Cruz, please. Oh, God,
Forget
don't leave me. If you leave me, I couldn't go through this right now.
Get in there. Get in here. We've made enough of a spectacle of ourselves today, don't you?
I'm sorry. I just couldn't take it if you deserted me now.
Apparently, I should have deserted you a long time ago, for my own sake.
Don't
Hey,
say that.
don't worry, I'm not going to
No.
say a thing. You're going to do the talking, lady. Start anytime.
What the hell is going on here?
Why don't you ask your client?
Thank you. I've already heard her version.
You know, I should have known it when this didn't pan out. She'd blame me. This is...
Oh, and that's what these rantings are all about, revenge?
What do you think?
What I think is that she had nothing to gain and everything to lose by her confession. So if it wasn't true, why on earth did she say it?
I told you she wanted to stick it to me because I couldn't bail her out of having a jury trial.
Oh, and for that, she's willing to risk losing her husband, sacrifice her marriage. She knew very well how Cruz would react if she said she was having an affair. She knew it would be over.
Well, maybe that is exactly what she wanted.
Oh, please. You saw how she ran after him?
No, you're right. You know that? She didn't know what she wants. She was having a breakdown in here. She couldn't make sense of anything.
So you're saying that she made the whole thing up?
Oh, come on. I saw her occasionally. We talked, we chatted, we had drinks. She'd call me, but I did have an impression that she wanted something to come out of it, though, so that she could make her husband jealous.
And you did this out of the goodness of your heart. Nothing in it for you, of course.
Dearest, we knew each other since high school. She was in a bad way. She was having trouble, so if she wanted to talk and work it out with me, well, least I could do was listen to her, make her feel better.
That's as far as it goes.
What? What? Am I on the stand here?
I suggest you come up with a real good story before you talk to the judge.
Well, when we get back in here, I am going to show her version of for what it is. That cheap, vicious smear.
All right, so talk to me.
I don't know why I did what I did.
I may not have been a great husband, but I was faithful to you.
Cruz, your body was faithful, but your heart...
You someone dare start to blame this on me!
I am just trying to explain to you why I lost it, why I lost control, because I thought I was losing you.
So you went to Keith, Tim?
Yes. I knew how you felt about him, so I just wanted to make you angry. I know that Keith was probably just using me to get to you, but I didn't care.
I think I'm going to be sick, you know?
Look, don't you think I know how this sounds? I am making myself say this so that maybe one day you'll trust me again.
I'll trust you again after you lied to me in my face how many times?
Cruz, Keith told me that this was the only way. I wanted to come forward. But he was so terrified for himself, he convinced me not to. And then, when the truth started to come out, he said that I should say that I was in the car alone. He promised me that he would arrange it so that I wouldn't be tried.
Shut up. I don't want to deal with this.
Cruz, please, I want you to know that I've always loved you. Maybe I've loved you too much. I'll always love you.
I'll take you home now. You can rest before you have to come back.
Thank you. You sold out on me. You said that you would be there for me. But you decided to sell yourself out and run away. I just hate you! I hate you!
Santana.
I hate you!
Get her off of me!
Santana.
Get off of me! Rosa, get her outside.
Take her outside.
That was Italian, too. Well, you know, you gotta get your wife medical help, Castillo. I'm sorry, I hate to see her come unraveled like that.
Like what?
Oh, don't tell me you believe her story. Do you? You investigated the accident? You have a witness that testified she was alone in the car?
Well, you know, witnesses can't be mistaken.
Yeah, well. Don't think you're doing yourself any favors doing this, you know? I mean, you may think you're coming off like a loyal husband. What you're coming off as is a dumb cop.
I am a dumb cop.
Keith, can I talk to you for a minute?
Oh, would you get out of here?
Oh, I really, I'll just take a minute of your time.
You know, you're 90% of what went wrong in there. Sitting back there like a modern-day Madame Defarge, you pushed her over the edge, man.
Well, you were right there to catch her, weren't you? Boy, a girl has friends like you. She can't afford too many enemies. Here, I know you're busy, but I promise to make it worth your while. I've had these dreams before. Sometimes when I'm just sitting around by myself and like these thoughts come like flashes. Then my head will start beating real loud. You know what?
What?
Sometimes back in the hospital, I was almost relieved when they brought me the medication. I mean, at least I didn't have to think about the bad thoughts for a while, you know?
Mm-hmm. I can understand that.
Only problem is, once the thoughts faded, I couldn't recall them anymore. And I'd just have to wait until they'd come back on their own.
I'll tell you what, do you know anything that might trigger those memories? Like a certain sensation? Heat, touch, feeling, smell in the air.
I don't know.
How about if we play a little game? Like a word association game? You ever done that?
Is that where you say a word and then I say whatever it reminds me of?
The very first thing, no matter if it makes sense or not. I used to play this game with a old Zen master, believe it or not, a very wise man. And he would say to me, that it was the only way to cast light into dark places. How about if we try?
All right.
I'll make you a deal. If it gets any hairy at all, you just promise me you say Ollie Ollie oxen free, and then we quit.
Ollie Ollie oxen free?
That's right. Ollie Ollie oxen free. That way we make it a game. And it doesn't get very scary. You see, when people push too hard, their mind shuts down and they forget things. And that's how you got sick in the first place, right?
Right.
Okay. Let's start with flower,
Red.
rain,
Thunder.
dark,
Night.
hotel.
Scream. I don't know why I said that.
That's the whole point. Remember, not to think about it. Struggle,
Push.
window.
Glass. Oh, my God.
What?
The window's broken. There's glass everywhere.
Where?
In the room, on the ledge.
Uh-huh. Where is the room?
I don't know. But I pushed him. I pushed him through the window and he died. No.
These last weeks, I would look out at the ocean and wonder what it would be like to swim out as far as I could, and then when I just got too tired, just stop. Let the water take me down.
Don't talk like that.
I thought it would be much easier than facing this, but I couldn't do it. Because I'd never see you again.
You say you love me. You know, I don't understand the kind of love that would let this happen.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not as strong as you are. I needed something that you couldn't give. I needed love, a real love. But all I got was a quiet kind of caring. Maybe I wanted this to happen. Maybe I wanted to punish myself for denying you Eden.
Don't start. What happened today is not about Eden.
Except that I hit her with my car. And you still wonder if I did that on purpose, don't you? You wonder, don't you? Go ahead, you can admit it.
Are you saying I'd be right?
I pushed him through the window and he died. Doesn't that surprise you? Did you know, Pearl?
It doesn't matter.
If you know what happened, tell me. Who was he? I can't place his face.
Kelly, if I tell you, it's not gonna mean anything. You have to remember it on your own.
Let's get out of here.
Nowhere to go unless you want to get very, very wet. Huh? Remember what I said about Ollie Ollie oxen free? You want to quit, just say that. It's fine. We quit, very simply.
Pearl, that's all I can remember is, windows, broken glass.
Then we gotta change your mind and put it in another direction. Why don't you sit down? I think you stuck my phone back in the back galley. Yeah. It's a little dusty. And, a little out of tune, but maybe I can make it sing. Those memories? Maybe we can chase them away, huh? Well, once I knew a mouse named Kelly. Yes, sir, a little white mouse who roamed around my house. Well, she always stole my cheese, though. I could tell it because it made her sneeze. My little white mouse, my little Kelly. So I stole me a cow named Kelly. Yeah, I took her from a farm. I didn't really think it'd make too much harm. But she broke down a door, tore through my house, and left me some gifts a lot bigger than a mouse. So now I got a girl named Kelly. Pearl of a girl she is. But don't ask me how she got rid of that cow. One thing, though, she's always drinking milk. And no matter matter what she...
Why'd you stop?
Oh, gosh. Let me finish it. Wait a second. I think I can remember it, Kel. No matter what she does, Oh, I know. No matter what you do, she always answers you with a big, fat moo. You feeling better? Huh?
You don't really think that I'm capable of running down Eden on purpose, do you?
I didn't think you were capable of a lot of things.
Cruz, we're talking about murder. I didn't even know that Eden was out there. How could I have known? She was out there looking for Keith and me, and I didn't know that.
The eyewitness whose statement we took, he said you were alone in the car.
Well, he wasn't looking very closely. It was foggy out, for heaven's sake.
All we have is your word that Keith was with you.
I see. So you think I'm lying?
Put yourself in my place for a minute. What the hell am I supposed to think about you?
Cruz, you have known me since I was a child. Can you see that I am the same person? I want to be that same person. That's why I am telling you the truth.
I'm Gina Capwell. Some of you may know me as the face on the package of Mrs. Capwell's cookies. Since I first started my business just a few short months ago, I've used only the finest and freshest ingredients because quality is very important to me. It was therefore a terrible shock and a source of great sadness when I learned of a case of poisoning associated with my product. This was an isolated incident, but even one incident is one incident too many. That's why steps were taken immediately to ensure that any future such accidents are an absolute impossibility. My cookies will be checked and double-checked, both before and after baking, and then sealed in individual tamper-proof packages. So please, rest assured that you can enjoy Mrs. Capwell's cookies, both chocolate chip and chocolate almond crunch, in complete safety. All I ever wanted to do was create a product you could trust. And you can trust Mrs. Capwell's cookies from now on, because you can trust the lady that makes them.
Hi.
Come on in.
Where's Santana?
She's lying down.
Have you talked to her?
We talked.
Cruz, do you believe Timmons was with her?
I want to believe it.
And what's stopping you?
Well, you saw the way she is. I mean, she's like manic one minute and in tears the next. You can't tell what's real and what isn't. She's lied about other things, obviously.
I know this is awfully hard on you, and I'm very sorry.
What do you think, Julie? You think he was in on it and he's covering it up?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I. But that doesn't mean he's guilty.
He's awfully confident, although he's always confident. What worries me is the story he has time to come up with before we reconvene.
Cruz.
Rosa.
Ay, Cruz. Dios mío, ¿qué pasa?
No sé, Rosa.
I'm so worried. She didn't seem like herself this morning. What's happened to her?
I don't know. A lot of things, most of which are my fault.
No.
I tried to be a good husband, but obviously I failed.
Cruz. I don't think Brandon should be in the middle of all of this, do you? I'll keep him with me for the next few days.
That's a good idea, thank you.
I want you to know that if Santana is sent away...
We don't have to jump to that yet.
I'm just saying if. If she is, Brandon can stay with me indefinitely, you know that. He thinks of my house as his second home anyway.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what we would have done without you, Rosa. But don't worry, because he is my son, too, now. He always will be. And I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to look out for him.
I know you will, but I love him, too. And I'll be proud to take care of him for as long as you want me to.
What are all these plans for Brandon? I have been tried and convicted by my own family. My husband and my mother think that I'm an unfit mother, so they're scrambling around to try to find a home for my son.
No, mi amor.
I heard you. You were whispering behind my back. Don't you ever think for 1 minute that you're ever going to take him away from me. I fought for him, and I'm never going to stop.
Santana! Santana!
Let me.
have some popcorn. No butter, but it's not bad.
I'm not here for popcorn, sweetheart. You're lucky I'm here at all.
You're the one who's lucky, sweetheart. Let me see your ticket stub.
What?
Your ticket stub. I want to see it. You probably just think this is an ordinary movie ticket stub. But it's not. You should keep it for posterity. You see, that's your ticket to freedom. And you decided to come here today. You made the one move that's going to save your career. You have me to thank.
I'm waiting.
Well, you're going to have to prove those allegations you made against Santana about her state of mind.
Oh, are you kidding me? The proof was right in front of everybody. I mean, what? They're going to take the word of a basket case against a competent, sane public official?
We both know you were in the car that night, Keith. What are you going to do when the truth finally comes out?
I wasn't within 10 miles of that car, my darling.
Right. Well, then I guess you don't need to worry about discrediting Santana's testimony. You probably don't need my help at all.
You know how to discredit Santana's testimony?
Ah, Keith, you can get along fine without me.
Let's hear about it.
We both know that Santana has certain dependencies.
Yeah.
And the judge gave you a perfect opportunity when she mentioned Santana's medication. If we could convince her that Santana's hooked, no one will believe a word out of Santana's mouth.
And we both know that Santana had no idea what was in those pills. She honestly thought that it was antihistamine.
So what?
So it would be obvious that someone put another kind of drug in those pills, you know? Someone like you.
Nobody's going to believe that.
If they knew what I knew, they would. You know something? Something you ought to know. Drugging someone against their knowledge is a criminal offense.
Wait a minute. I can help you with the Santana thing. I really can.
Oh, really? How?
How about an alibi? Would you like that? If so, I think it could be arranged.
Well, I guess I'm losing my touch, huh? I'm sure losing my audience. Why don't you give this whole thing a rest? You've done enough soul searching for today.
Earl, the past isn't something that's just finished.
What do you mean?
The past is what makes you who you are. And that's going to determine my future right now. I have to know.
Kelly, those things take time.
I know that. But I put this off for so long now. Every morning I wake up with this feeling that something's hiding inside me. And all day I walk around wondering, is this the day it gets me? And I have to get it before it gets me.
I like the way you put that.
Earl, would you mind leaving me alone for a little while?
Promise me one thing. That you'll holler if you need me.
I will. Thanks. Dylan. Oh, my God. Pearl! Pearl!
Hey, Kelly, it's all right. It's all right. I'm here.
Where's Dylan? I saw his face. We were both screaming at each other in the room, and I killed him.
I heard her. I heard what she said.
What, Owen?
She said she killed somebody. Is that true?
No, it's not like it sounds.
If she did it before, she could do it again. What if something sets her off?
Owen, Kelly wouldn't hurt anybody.
I don't like this boat. When are we going to get to Mexico?
When we get there and not before.
I think it's very important that we be as good as possible to one another. Kelly needs her friends now more than ever before, so don't let her down.
Dylan.
Hi. See you later.
Earl, did you tell him?
No, I didn't kill him.
Why do you look so afraid of me?
Well, you know, Owen, I mean, he overheard some of it, and he's afraid of his own shadow half the time anyway, so what's the big deal?
Everyone's afraid of me. That's the reason I went away. That's so they put me away so I wouldn't hurt anyone.
Kelly, nobody thought you were going to be dangerous. They wanted you in the hospital because they figured that you could come out of yourself a little bit more. And also that it was the safest way to avoid the other alternative.
What other alternative?
Sweetheart, there was going to be a big trial. Your family was afraid because nobody knew what happened. That the main thing is, you are not a murderer. We know that.
I was just so scared that Dylan might do something to me.
I know it. He threatened you, didn't he?
No, I don't know.
Okay, can you remember? Did he say anything, do anything, raise a hand against you?
I don't know, Pearl. I don't remember what he said.
Fine. Let's just forget about it for
I
today.
can't forget it. I have to remember this.
No more. We have to give this time. You've come a long way, at least half the way.
Will you keep helping me then?
Try and stop me.
There's a boat, Pearl. Come and look.
A boat, okay. What kind of boat?
I can't tell. It's not very big.
Now, wait, just relax. Do you remember how I described the patrol boat to you? Does it look anything like that?
I think so.
Santana, where's Cruz? Is he parking the car?
I don't know. I took a taxi.
Oh, okay, then.
Leave me alone. It's all right. I can do it myself.
Hey, man. Hey, you see my wife? Yeah, she just went in. Hey, I think you're gonna stay outside this time.
Is that an order, Inspector?
She's having a hard enough time without you circling like a vulture in the back of the room.
I'm sorry to inform you, but I'm part of the festivities here.
You think I'm kidding? You go in there, I'm gonna have you thrown in a holding cell.
Well, you'd better talk to Judge Wiley, because she's the one who ordered me to appear.
Well, I guess we're both a little early here, aren't we? No, don't walk away. Just tell me, for heaven's sakes, why are you doing this?
Hey, if you don't believe me, why don't you just ask Her Honor?
Why would she want you in there?
I haven't the faintest idea. I'm just trying to do my civic duty.
Don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you.
Excuse me. Inspector Castillo.
Yeah?
It's a call for you, sir. Eden Capwell.
Hello. What's up? Where are you? Yeah, we agreed you weren't going to come until you were sent for. We're talking right now with the judge, yeah. No, you shouldn't. It would only complicate things for you to come back right now. Damn it, Eden, please.
You call me a lunatic and a liar in front of everyone, and I'm supposed to explain myself to you?
Well, we understood each other. We had a plan.
I tried it your way, but it didn't work.
It could have if you hadn't lost control of
Oh,
yourself.
sure. I go on trial, and the same thing happens that happened today with the judge. And it's once again, I'm sorry, Santana. We just had a little bit of bad luck. You wouldn't mind taking the rap all alone, would you?
No, I wouldn't have allowed that. You wouldn't spend a day in jail. I could have guaranteed that.
Oh, just like you guaranteed that this little hearing would only give me a slap on the wrist.
Yes, but it is too late now. You know, it's just... I could have protected you.
Oh, And what good has your protection done me so far? Good riddance.
You don't mean that. You need me to be on your side, not against you. Unfortunately, I have to be against you now.
Why couldn't you just tell the truth? Admitted that we caused the accident, that we were both partly involved.
You know what that would have done to what I'd spent my whole life working for? You're telling me to scrap my entire career.
No, I am telling you. I am asking you to do the honorable thing for once in your life.
You don't give a damn about my honor. No, not until it was the only way you could wriggle out of this thing. Huh? So don't lecture me now.
You don't even feel bad. You don't even care.
Of course I do. I wish we could get out of this, but we couldn't. So now it's going to cost you. All right?
Take your hands off my wife.
I was just telling her how sorry I am this whole thing happened. But I guess there's nothing any of us can do about it now.
He's gone.
That was a little too close for comfort.
What were they done to us, Pearl?
Probably ask us for the passports.
And when we told him we didn't have them?
Don't ask. Don't even think about it. I hear the food is not too good in Mexican prisons.
I bet that wasn't the only patrol boat out there, was it?
Of course not. And the closer we get to the coast of Mexico, the more there'll be.
Owen, now don't scare Kelly. We are going to find a way around this.
Sure.
What's going to happen to us?
We're going to make it. That's what's going to happen. We're going to find a way into Mexico. I'm going to find out what happened to my brother. And you're going to keep remembering. Now, it may be difficult, but you and I, we don't let that stop us. We got out of the hospital, right? We found our freedom, right? The way I feel right now, we can do anything.
All right, Mr. Timmons, you can respond to what Mrs. Castillo said earlier. Please be seated.
Okay, there are two major inaccuracies. I will take them one at a time. First, the alleged affair. It's true, I won't deny it. I was infatuated with Mrs. Castillo, but that was in high school. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. Was then. Anybody can see that, but that was in high school. Since then, we've grown up. She's gotten married. I have a reputation to protect. I wouldn't commit professional suicide over an affair. We're friendly with each other. When we see each other, we talk, have a drink, but that's it. Now, the second major inaccuracy. I was not in the car that night.
Where were you, Mr. Timmons? Can you demonstrate your whereabouts elsewhere on the night in question?
Yes, I can.